This is CNEagles.com. I'm the voice of the Eagles Adam Cavalier alongside Carson-Newman head men's hoops coach Chuck Benson. Chuck, time to talk about the 2013-2014 campaign for your Carson-Newman Eagles and an interesting schedule and how it sets up. Only 4 non-conference games. They're all challenging, plus a 22-game conference slate. First off, what does this schedule set your team up to do for 2013-2014?
Well, it's going to be challenging. If for no other reason, we have 22 conference games that are starting right off the bat, mid-November. That you can like that, you don't have to like it, whatever. But it's what we've been dealt at the administrative level, and that's what we're going to go with. We have 4 non-conference games. All those are challenging. If there were one sort of, identifying mark on our schedule for this next year, all 26 of our games are against Division II caliber opponents. We felt like last year, had we had 26 Division II opponents on our schedule, that may have set us up for the NCAA tournament potentially, with an at-large bid possibly, and so we've tried to beef our schedule up a little bit, and hopefully we can do what we need to do to help ourselves.
Well, you trade out, and no disrespect to these teams, Hiwassee and Milligan move off the schedule, and you bring on Barton and Limestone, both of whom went to the NCAA tournament last year. Barton made a run to the Elite Eight before losing to the top seed in the region, USC Aiken. Granted, Barton loses All-American Gerald Boston, but what do you like about having the Bulldogs on the schedule?
Well, they're a quality opponent. Limestone, another quality opponent. Both have NCAA tournament experience this past season. We put them on the schedule for the challenge it would give us and for the opportunity, hopefully, that it'll give us. We have both them at home, which we like, and again, hopefully we just got to do what we're supposed to do, night in, night out, and I think if we do that, then we give ourselves a chance.
How big is it that all 4 of your non-conference games, Trevecca Nazarene and Lees McCray are the other 2, how big is it that they're all inside the friendly confines of Holt Fieldhouse?
Well, we were very fortunate to put the schedule together the way it's been put together, and we did that. We really like the team we have. And we wanted to, we wanted to try to give ourselves the best possible chance to be able to compete here if we could, and we found teams that were willing to come here, and so, knock on wood, it worked out in our favor.
Let's talk about this weird conference schedule, and weird just in the fact that it starts so soon. You play your Carson-Newman Invitational, first 2 games of the season against Trevecca and Barton. Turn around November 16th, and Tusculum. It rolls into Holt Fieldhouse.
Right.
How do you get ready for conference play with 2 times out of the gate to get ready for it?
Well, hey, we've got to challenge our guys that the way that we traditionally do that, you play November and December for January and February conference games, and so we're going to have to change our mindset. Our guys, we've got to have great preseason work before we get to November, and then they have to understand that every game is critical. We have 4 non-conference games. Everything else is beyond critical, and hopefully with a veteran squad, that's what we have. We've got veterans. Hopefully they can respond to that, and they understand our scheme. They understand what our standards are, and I think especially this year, it might help us a little bit having a veteran squad that understands, and we may be better prepared for this kind of challenge in November than we would if we were a younger team.
You look at how your conference schedule finishes up, and it's a weird little slate. You go 5 of 6 at home with a lone road game at Brevard in the middle of February. Then you finish twice on the road at LMU, at Newberry. There's a lot of prognosticating and a lot of things that can change between now and February of 2014. But what challenges does that pose going on the road, LMU and Newberry back-to-back to conclude the regular season?
Well, in college athletics, any road game is challenging. And with those 2 particular teams, Lincoln Memorial, they're going to be as good as usual. I would tend to think, I know they had some losses, but they still have a really great core of returning players that I think will keep them right there at the top of this thing again. Newberry, man, they play harder than anybody in our conference. They play more people than anybody in our conference. They're relentless. We've had our struggles with them. It's hard to go there in particular and put up a good game. So, those are what they are. They're road games, and hopefully by that point in the year, we'll be as prepared as we can possibly be to go into those environments and produce.
What about the addition of Queens and Coker to the conference schedule, and especially a team in Queens that you saw twice last year?
it just makes this conference that much more tough. Coker, they're really sound. They can defend. They're deliberate in their offense. They're going to be a challenge. And I think Queens potentially is, night in, night out, year in, year out, could be one of the top teams in this league, and probably should be. They've got a great location. Geography's in their favor. Brand new facility they go into next year. So it just makes our conference tougher. But we got to raise our level and our standard to be able to compete night in, night out. And so that's what we're trying to do this spring and summer, trying to raise the bar of expectation. And hopefully our kids are going to respond to that. And we can go to next year, regardless of the opponent, and feel like we got a pretty good chance.
Chuck, pleasure as always.
Great. Thanks, Adam.
Carson-Newman head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. I'm the voice of the Eagles Adam Cavalier, and this is seeingeagles.com.